So I've moved on to the next part. We've put on our yarn and we've put on some spools of thread. And as I've been thinking about it, it's been a couple of days, as I've been thinking about it, I just haven't liked what I'd come up with so far for the top half of the scarf, the sweater, and I really feel like I need something for the top of the sweater. So I kept thinking about it, and I've changed a little bit of the plan that I had. I am going to do what's called the blanket stitch. Normally, you would do it up along the edge of a blanket. It can also be called the buttonhole stitch. It's just much closer together than you would for the blanket stitch. But it's like a binding. It's an edge. And I'm going to actually try doing it in the middle of the fabric. I'm going to attempt to do that as part of my design in the middle of the sweater. Space out my stitches. What I've done is I started with my thread underneath, like I have done with all of them, and I came up in just a little bit away from my shoulder seam. So I came up, I took my thread and I angled it, and I took it down here. Now before I pulled it through, I turned my needle and I came up at what would be the corner between where I came up the first time and where I went down. And then again, before I had tightened my thread, I looped. So let me show you. This is where I've come up. I'm going down over here, turning my needle, coming up. Then I'll take my thread, my yarn, and I'll pull it around like so. Then, as you tighten your yarn, you get this really cool stitched effect. So I'm going to do that the whole way around this particular, the whole way around the neckline. What I really love about creativity and art and all of that is it can go however you want. You can change your mind. You can continue to think about it. You can plan and then make a mistake. But it's not a mistake. It's something that you now have an opportunity to try something you wouldn't have done otherwise. In this case, I'm both running out of time, and I've tried on the sweater a couple times, and I just wasn't liking. I love the bottom, but I just wasn't liking the top part of the sweater, but I didn't want to detract from all that really cute stuff that was going on down bottom by putting something heavy up top. I've got my 3D embroidered pieces at the bottom, and if I was to do the same up top, it would look too much. Now, I know I'm making an ugly Christmas sweater, but I would like as funny as it sounds, the sentence doesn't necessarily make sense, but we know what we mean by an attractive ugly sweater. So that's my goal right now, is an attractive ugly sweater. I don't want to look like I just took yarn and threw it at my sweater or whatnot. I want it to have some idea of a plan going on here. Somebody took the time to do it, not just I didn't have one, so I taped something on there. Because I've done that before, and I really wasn't impressed. Didn't make me feel excited to wear it. And I'm going to be wearing this to work, so I'd like to be excited to wear it. Now this is the one, I also have a zipper involved. So I have to make sure that I don't get too close to the zipper because the yarn will catch, but I can get a little bit closer. Alright, so I've made it that way. This is already, it's giving a really cool, Christmassy, whatever you want to call it, vibe, look, I don't know, but it's already bringing it into more of a cute, again, I like homemade, so it's bringing that out a little bit. Grandma made it for you, whatever, but it's starting to bring out something different, something that isn't what you would see normally. So I've made it all the way. I just kind of wrapped around this last stitch so that I didn't have to worry about it coming undone and getting caught in my zipper. I'm going to cut my thread, and then I'm going to actually jump right across and start right by the zipper, as if I didn't cut my thread. I want it to just seamlessly go right over here. This can be a little difficult because I do have a zipper here that I have to work around, but there we go. Can unzip it just a little bit. I'm going to zip it back up, make sure that it's where I want it. It is. So I can pull my my needle through, allow my thread to kind of hang. I've got to come so that my tails are too close to the same length, so I'm going to pick the longer one, pull the shorter one, and then pull my needle a little bit. So I've got my green round up there. I kind of like this green, so I think I'm going to do this one next. I haven't done a whole lot with this yet. I think the only thing that this ended up being used for so far is one spool of thread, which isn't very big, so. Alright, so we're going to do the exact same thing just below. Start right in the seam. Space it however you want. You can do big, you can do little, but just go at it. So that's one round done. That's another started, and I will come back when I have more to show you. Thank you yet again for joining me as I make this sweater. Sorry it's been so long since I've posted anything. I hope you'll enjoy. Remember, with creativity, curiosity, and kind cooperation, you can do anything. Spud just had his birthday this week, and to celebrate turning 1 year old, I thought I'd share this cute little picture of him taking a nap.